Covering Washington County for you tonight, where a housing shortage persists as the number of short-term rentals continues to grow.
Liv Kelleher is taking a look at the impact of Airbnbs and other vacation rentals on the local housing market and what it could mean for families trying to find a place to live.
In Washington County, roughly 20% of all housing units are used as second homes, and peak tourism season bringing in about 33,000 overnight visitors daily. With the rise in short-term rentals and temporary residents, many local families are being priced out of the market.
We have a very large disconnect between what our local median wages are and what the median home price is.
Former realtor and member of the Housing Action Coalition, Jenny Chamberlain, says the lack of inventory coupled with the rise of short-term rental units has created an affordability crisis.
The young people who are growing up here are having to move away so that they can afford housing.
In 2022, Washington County had just over 3,100 short-term rentals. And then by 2023, that increased to about 37.
About 4% of the housing share here. Dejan Eskic recently published a study on the impacts of STRs on local housing markets.
It's geography specific, but it does impact housing accessibility and affordability. It's another competition, right?
Sean Guzman, the director of government affairs in St. George, said that legislation regarding STRs must be handled at a local level because of this geographic specificity.
But there's a place for them, and the regulations need to be there so that each city can decide what works best for them.
And that the only way to right the supply and demand issue is to ensure that new inventory doesn't become short-term rental properties.
Any state incentives that might be available, any local incentives that might be available for housing should not, or should be, we should have the ability to restrict them from becoming short-term rentals.
According to that study, 25% of all short-term rentals are within a quarter mile of a ski resort, and 80% are within 10 miles of a state or national park. That's a big factor contributing to the abundance of STRs we have here in southern Utah. Live in St. George, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.